Yay.
What?
This thing on? Yes, it is. Okay. I think we're recording, guys.
Jesus Christ almighty in heaven. Diego, you gotta stop fucking pressing the button without telling someone, man. This is ridiculous. Welcome back, episode 20 and something. Suplex Biddies. I'm caught off.
20 something.
What are we, 27? 27, 28? One of those?
I think it's 27, actually, now that I think about it.
Suplex Biddies 27 episode. Brought to you by Sports from the Couch Guys. Couch Guy Sports.
My sports
Go
from the
use
couch, guys.
Go
Hey,
use
they love couches just as much as they love
Sports.
Yeah,
Bernie
go-
and Phil's quality comfort price.
sponsor us.
That's
Oh,
nice.
okay. That's nice.
All right, so let's get into the intro here. We're brought to you by Couch Guy Sports. Make sure you go to use the internet one time. Go check them out. Check out the blogs. Check out the YouTube channel. Check out Twitch. Check out the store. Check out a lot of things because big things are coming soon for this brand.
I'm hearing like big announcements coming up soon, and I'm just saying to myself, "Holy crap, what's happening here?"
Yeah,
Like there's a lot of excitement happening around Couch Guy. Now, all I'm saying is, just buckle up because it seems like a good ride coming ahead.
are you ready for the ride, sir? We're about to
Sir?
go on a ride.
If you're riding an Uber, make sure you're wearing a mask.
Yes.
Okay, I'll be ready in 5 to 10. All right, we're gonna wait for this ride, Diego. All right, so
Perfect.
while we wait, let's dive into the topics for this week. Hold on. Yes, I understand. Go get your special pair of pants, Grandpa.
Oh God.
So, so we'll dive in. Extreme Rules was this past Sunday.
Mhm.
We'll go over the records. Diego 2-3-1. Yes, there was a tie because Becky and Bianca ended the no contest due to Sasha Banks' interference. Hunneman 3-2-1, and Jones 5-0-1.
Damn, I really
All right.
had a nail of a weekend. Wow.
So both of you picked the Street Profits to beat the Usos. That did not happen. Diego, you picked Alexa to beat Charlotte. That did not happen. And both of you picked Demon over Roman, and that did not happen due to God helping Roman Reigns.
All right.
So let's dive in. What were some takeaways from the pay-per-view?
Roman Reigns is really good.
Yeah.
So is Finn. I don't know how I feel about the heartbeat and the boop, like the twitch that he did on the main event. It was kind of funny and it was kind of cool. The sequence really had you kind of thinking that Finn was about to put that one away. But then obviously you had the rope collapse in the main event, which was met with quite the negative response on the interwebs and things like that. But overall, the whole card itself was great. Alexa Charlotte might have been match of the night, depending on who you ask. They just had a great, outside of the aftermath with the doll and Lily now, RIP, or X, whatever you do, exorcisms and dolls and things. Alexa Bliss might be taking some time off too. So, whatever's going on with her, hopefully it's just mental health and all that good stuff. But carry on, sir.
I heard she's getting married.
Ah, okay.
So
Right to the
real
soup.
shame. Real shame.
Darn.
Big shame. Yeah.
Gigantic shame.
I was just
But-
getting the will to talk to her too,
But that's what I encountered off the interwebs is that she's getting married and a potential rechange of character now that Lily is gone.
Thank God it's
All right.
gone though.
No, Diego hated it.
I didn't so much hate it. I just think it was way over dragged out, especially like after Bray Wyatt and all of them left, all those like demonic kind of characters. I just think it was overdue.
Can't say his name. He's not affiliated with WWE.
Listen,
That's why I said after he left.
when
So
the
if you're listening carefully, after he left.
You know, I want to go off topic real quick. You know what I read today? You know
A book?
Vince McMahon. Oh no,
oh,
me?
Press you read.
darn.
You know Vince McMahon asked the CM Punk in his pipe bomb promo to not mention Kevin Dunn.
That's stupid.
Probably that makes sense.
That's pretty
Because
stupid.
if my friend Phil Brooks has a chance to talk anything about Kevin Dunn, he'll tell you how big of a dummy he
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that would make sense. Imagine Vince just saying, "Hey, you can do anything you want. Just don't talk about this fucking idiot over here."
You could tell me that I smell funny when I get out of the shower, and I'll be okay with it.
You can tell me you want me to die. Don't talk about the cameraman. Huh? Sure.
Speaking of the cameraman, speaking of the streaming platform, what the fuck is going on with Peacock? Why do we have commercials in the middle of entrances now? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was bad. That was really bad.
This is atrocious.
Yeah. Try to acknowledge the tribal chief, and then here I am trying to get an ad for Applebee's. Like, what the fuck, dude? I like both of those things, but yeah.
Shut up. Can we just get the WWE network back, please?
Listen, there's a reason they're on Peacock, because they can hardly fly and they can't just fucking take off. That's a reason for that.
All you gotta do is move to Canada, Jones, then you can have the WWE network back.
I'm gonna tab the Diego bad joke tally to 1.
2-1. Wow. Here we go. Wow.
So what's Hunterman's interruptions looking like over there, Diego, so far?
3.
3
so far.
3.
Yeah.
Nah.
All right.
At least 5. Let's see.
Love to hear it. Keep going. You'll just keep adding. But no, I mean, I just think so. The way that they did the co-main event, main event, it could have ended 2 very good ways. The Roman one, I get you save Finn a little bit, but again, the Finn was up there for a while before the top rope collapsed.
Yep.
So bad camera, bad Kevin Dunn stinking again.
Dangerous spot, man.
And
Dude could have got hurt.
And then Becky and Bianca ending with Sasha coming out, sending that triple threat up, probably for Crown Jewel, maybe Survivor Series, who knows? But that's just a yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I learned a thing or two from Peacock.
That's an interruption.
Yes.
All right. So Diego interruptions 1. Geez, Diego, I expect better out of you.
I expect it better out of me too, so that's okay.
Keep it going.
Shut up. Don't fucking interrupt me. I'm talking.
I can't even talk. It's going to be a fucking interruption. So
no,
just go. I'm just going to raise my hand. Hey, sir, could I have an opinion? Fuck you. Carry on.
Diego, give me your thoughts about the pay-per-view.
Which one? This one or whatever the hell Peacock delivered?
Extreme Rules. The one that was on Peacock.
Yeah, I mean, you guys pretty much touched upon the Demon Balor versus Roman Reigns. I think another match that was kind of nice to see a little bit was the Liv Morgan one. I thought she did pretty good there. I forgot. Hang on one second. I'm having a bad brain fart. It was Carmella, right?
Yep.
Carmella versus Liv Morgan. Yeah, I thought that match was pretty good. Obviously the double knee, but Mella manages to kick out. Like whatever, it is what it is. Obviously Morgan manages to hit the finisher on her and get the win. But I think as little as attention as this match got, I think it started the show actually pretty damn good. I think it led off to a good start for me personally. Like if I was grading it from a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it probably like an 8, maybe a 7. But I think actually Morgan, I think Morgan is one of those like secret undercover talents that it's not being fully utilized. And if now with the draft, which I'm sure we're gonna get into later on, I think if I was looking into Morgan, I think she would be a really good option for SmackDown to take upon.
Yeah. What? Go.
I agree. That's it.
You raised your hand for that.
Oh God, what is happening on this show today? What is happening?
I'm
This
trying to be
Oh no.
civil.
This podcast is going on.
So sorry to interrupt.
All right.
Well, we're already past 10 interruptions. Congratulations.
I'm breaking the record every week. I don't even care.
I like the confidence. Record.
This is so idiotic. Good God.
Personality, sir.
Is that a tear out of your eye?
Yeah, I'm very passionate about my interruptions.
I can tell. All right, Hunman, why don't you lead us off on the Monday Night Raw topic from last night?
Well, you got Big Meaty Men slapping meat to start the show. And you had Big E and Bobby Lashley put on a great match as always. They just seem to have very undeniable chemistry, even though they've thrown a lot of matches together in a short span. Doesn't feel like any match has been maybe a copycat of each other. It seems like they've been putting out something fresh each time, which is nice. And you had a nice spot yesterday where Bobby Lashley and Big E go crashing to the outside from a spare rib. Which one? Spear. From Big E to Bobby Lashley on the outside, and then you see little Shelly B and Cedric Alexander just kind of hanging out in their Hurt Business t-shirts and just kind of sitting there smiling, and there's a little acknowledgement of one another. And obviously you got the disqualification and leading to Hurt Business and New Day and the cage match later on into the night. Again, a great match, great finish, made Big E look very, very good. And the second rope big ending was definitely something I don't think he's whipped out. It's almost like that top rope attitude adjustment that John Cena used to whip out in the big matches. And Big E's your champion. Hurt Business seems to be back. Priest finally vanquished Sheamus after fucking 85 matches. Although, again, it was still a good, hard-hitting match. And, yeah, I mean, Shayna Baszler took out another person we don't want to see on TV, so that was nice. She took out...
She's good at that.
She is. She did. She took out Nia Jax last week. Thank you. This week she took out Eva Marie. Thank you again. And they're seemingly just reestablishing certain people as big deals leading into the draft, which is cool. Because, obviously, if Shayna Baszler was like a third-round pick 2 weeks ago, people would have been like, what the fuck? Why would you take her third? And now she's got a list of people she's taken out. It's like, oh, wow, she's a dangerous threat. Here we go. She's up in her draft stock. And Keith Lee also squashed Akira Tozawa. And I think that's it for significance. And Bobby Lashley and Goldberg having a match, and Goldberg did a promo, but there was a picture in the background.
I'm having trouble hearing you.
See, my watch is telling me to shut up too. Is
What
that
interruption for the match?
Love it. And did you guys see the background image for the Goldberg promo when he had the picture? It was like his son on his like arm bicep thing from when the kid was a baby. I was like, is that art? Is that what that is?
That's awkward, man. That's awkward.
Yeah, it's a little. I get it because it's trying to hit home the whole "hey, you hit my son" thing, but I don't know. It was pretty good. It was like the third week in a row Raw's been like entertaining as hell. So I'll take it. Matt Riddle and AJ Styles also a fantastic match. What do you guys think? I could keep talking about. It's a 3-hour show. So
I want to go off topic real quick because I just saw a tweet that I haven't seen because I haven't clearly used the internet in 2 days, but it has something to do with the Demon Finn Balor and that only Samoan Joes can defeat the Demon Finn Balor.
There you go.
Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns, both Samoan Joes. One bad joke for Jones. Got it. Tally it up. So let's move back into Monday Night Raw. Listen, I thought Monday Night Raw was fantastic this week. Just with them having Big E as champ right now, they're gonna run with it until it doesn't work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be like when SmackDown had Kofi as the champ. SmackDown was great. Kofi was bringing in numbers, and then Brock Lesnar came along and squashed him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm curious to see what the draft looks like, which starts on Friday. And I'm looking. It's like big challenger is going to be.
You kind of cut off for a little bit, so you may need to repeat that.
He's frozen again. I can't tell. Oh, he is.
Oh, he's frozen up.
Oh, it's his time to be the bad server.
It's funny because it freezes in a way that it looks like he's like about to just drop a mean nut. Like
I think he was talking about Drew McIntyre coming out to potentially be Big E's next opponent, depending on how the draft goes.
I can't wait to watch this back because you two were fucking with me. That was fantastic.
Yeah, coordinated as always, you know.
Because I legitimately was like, I can see both of you perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So fuck the both of you.
On that rant, like this was one of your freezes. It was like
it was. It's pretty funny.
It was
so when I watch it back on YouTube later in the week, I can't wait to see it.
It was like a turtle nutting. It was like a turtle in mid climax.
Someone timestamp this, please. I want to go back and look at it.
You made a face like you touched a thing of seaweed at the beach with your toe, and you weren't expecting it. You're like, ooh.
But no, I was saying I'm curious to see how the draft plays out because I want to know who Big E's next challenger is, and if it is Drew, face versus face, we're gonna see a Hale McIntyre. Like I'm so confused. Mm-hmm. What I want, give me Big E versus Bearcat. Give it to me. I want it.
No, already?
I want it. At WrestleMania. Give it to me. I want to see it. Bearcat.
I gotta say, I did love that look on him. Like it just makes
Bearcat.
It makes him look intimidating, grisly. It makes him actually have some sort of character rather than this beautiful, soft teddy bear that you don't even want to.
He looks like a Bearcat, Diego. We're all about
it. They said his aura wasn't enough of Keith Lee, so they had to give him they got the beard back, which I was very happy about. And
tell the both of them to go fucking suck a dick. Aura? Yeah, you know who else didn't have fucking aura for them? Aleister Black. And look how good he is in AEW. Go fuck yourself, creative. You don't know how to push good superstars.
Hey, hopefully this means that Keith Lee is going to get a big old push now because they have an established character. So
yeah, well, they said the same thing about fucking Cesaro, and look at him now. He hasn't been on TV in months. Fucking waste.
Yeah, very big waste. I would agree. And then,
anybody else want to talk?
Are you all set PMSing?
I'm fucking finished with this.
Record.
What?
We're literally on to 14 and we're not even halfway done through the episode.
Oh, just getting started.
Listen, I feel like I'm hearing Tataka's theme song again on me.
All right.
Fucking freaking out.
So I'd like to ask this. How about we do like a quick 5 moves that you would like to see in the draft happening? Like
want to
5
do per show?
Yeah, like if all 3 flagships are really gonna be all together for the draft, like what are 5 moves you would like to see all together?
Oh, dude, there's a fucking thing called a mute button. Learn it.
Jeez, that feels like startling.
I mean, if I had learned it, Honeyman wouldn't be breaking the record for distractions.
Record.
Dude, what the fuck? I keep hearing things. All right, so I'm going to start off here. I'm going to give you one name I think is going to easily come up from NXT. I think he's going right to Monday Night Raw, and that's none other than L.A. Knight.
Oh, okay.
Raw needs another heel mouthpiece, and he would be a great fit up there.
Cool.
I kind of like it.
I do too. I think Cameron Grimes is a sure pick to also get called up too. He's pretty much done what he's going to do to the moon in NXT. So he's my sure. I think he goes to Raw because they need another mid-card guy like that.
Okay.
All right. Let me go.
So you two have one already, both of you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to give mine last. I'll let you two start.
I'm going to say they're going to move up young grizzled vets, and they're going to go to SmackDown. Pardon?
Just making sure it's my turn. Are we going with the NXT theme, like a tag team?
Yeah. If you want to, yeah.
So obviously I got Cameron Grimes. I don't think they're quite going to do – I don't think they're going to break up Gargano and them just yet. But I could definitely see what the heck is their name? Pete Dunne and what's his face? Why can't I remember? Is it
Rich Holland?
Rich Holland. There you go. I think they might get the call up because if Dunne didn't win the NXT championship, I feel like that was his best chance at the last show. So I think he'd be one that would actually get called up and get a pretty solid push. And then he'd have muscle. So
you know who I would love to see go up, but it won't happen. Is Imperium's tag team go up?
Yep.
Love to see them on the main roster. Won't happen.
Fucking put Walter on fucking Smackdown to feud with Roman. That'd be incredible.
What about like Legado del Fantasma going like Raw?
We saw the tweet today that they were saying that there's gonna be some NXT talent involved. I don't know how much they're gonna deplete that roster because again, you're trying to establish all these big names, all well and good, but you got to still have some of those recognizable faces so people actually tune in and kind of care.
Yep.
So I don't think it's going to be anything wild. I think like Jones said, I think LA Knight and like Cameron Grimes on separate brands respectively is like a big get from NXT with how things have gone the last few months. So I don't think you're going to get too much of a depletion, maybe a couple women, but I think that's about it.
Raquel Gonzalez probably if she loses to Frankie Monet.
Yeah, there's reports that she might lose tonight as we record on this lovely Tuesday. She'd be a great fit for Raw and just put her with Charlotte. And I mean, SmackDown's got 3 of the 4 horsewomen already, and they got 3 main stars too. They got Sasha, Belair, and Becky. So Charlotte with Ripley and maybe Raquel if they can establish her. We'll see.
Maybe
it's interesting.
Maybe like Ember Moon bringing her back
I hope
up.
she stays on NXT because she did not get the time
Ember
she deserved.
Ember Moon needs to stay in NXT. She's essential to that women's division over there.
I agree.
All right, let's get on NXT because I'm just gonna start naming the entire roster going up.
I got my few if you want me to drop them.
Yeah,
I got mine.
Drop it like it's
I think you're gonna see the newly formed Hurt Business back to onto SmackDown because you got to split Lashley and Big E at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're gonna see them flipping, and you're gonna get Lashley versus Roman. So you'll get the family and the Hurt Business again, which will be very cool leading up for the next couple months. I hope Jeff Hardy is another one that goes over to SmackDown. He's starting to get a little bit more of the title scene and everything lately on Raw. Yes, he has more time to show up on Raw, but he keeps saying in interviews that he wants to get a match with Roman before he's done and everything like that. So hopefully we can get even a nice little 1 month feud with him,
He also wants to fight Lesnar.
Yep. Who also is likely a SmackDown guy. So I also think you're going to see John Morrison to SmackDown. And then I just hope Ricochet also goes to SmackDown because he just needs a change after he was getting the type of reaction like when Jeff Hardy was in the 24/7 chase a couple weeks ago. People freaked out. Everyone saw Ricochet in a match with Reggie. And they were like, what the fuck? This guy's an all-world athlete. What are we doing? Like, put him somewhere that matters. So for those guys, I think that you'll see at least something like that. And I don't know if the draft board was accurate from what I saw earlier on WWE.com, but they used to do Raw would get 3 picks, SmackDown would get 2 because of the difference in hours of shows. But the mock draft sheet had like 3 and 3. So I'm not quite sure exactly how it's going to go.
So for me, for Raw, I think the people I see going from Raw to SmackDown, I think one is easily Shayna Baszler. I think they're going to just bump her over and solidify that women's division on Friday nights for sure. For the men, I think we'll see. I like the Morrison pick. I'm going to go with Morrison with you. Split him up from The Miz. Keep The Miz on Monday nights when he comes back from Dance with the Stars. I wouldn't be surprised with Bobby and them. I'm going to go a little different here. I think it's going to be something stupid. Like we're going to see fucking T-Bar and Mace go to SmackDown.
I wasn't going to count them. I was thinking the same thing. I don't think they're significant enough, unfortunately, even though they could be much better if they just fixed their stupid names.
I think low-key Elias would go back to SmackDown. I think Elias on SmackDown, but his new character would look good. And another one I'm thinking is I think that for whatever reason, don't quote me on this, but Drew could easily be working his way over the Friday nights.
Yep.
So those are my Raw to SmackDown. For SmackDown, I think Monday nights. I'm telling you, don't quote me on this, but Edge is going to Monday nights.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get Edge on Monday nights. We'll get Baron Corbin on Monday nights. We will get
Apollo's probably going to go there too, I think.
I hope not, just because I don't want to see him versus anybody that has to do with the New Day. Yeah. I think Carmella could be moving over to Raw.
Carmella's definitely one I was going to say too.
And then my last one, and I think this could be the big one because this could be hopefully the push, is Cesaro.
Mm-hmm.
Diego?
All right, so I don't have as many moves planned yet, but I do have some that I think you both are going to be like, what the hell?
That's what we want.
So I think Becky Lynch goes over to Raw.
Okay.
To start highlighting Monday nights and making Monday night more entertaining. Unfortunately, Drew McIntyre, his role has diminished quite a lot. I don't think he goes to Friday nights. However, I do think he goes to NXT. Dakota Kai to SmackDown. Raquel Gonzalez to Raw. I agree with that one. I think her facing off against somebody like Becky Lynch or anything like that could be a huge move for her, especially at a time where she seems to be pretty much ready for that role.
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
If you have Becky going to Raw, do you have Charlotte going to SmackDown?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Charlotte to SmackDown. Yep.
Just wanted to make sure.
Sami Zayn, I think he renews his contract with WWE, and I think he goes over to NXT. Eva Marie goes to NXT. Her role in Raw has been useless. There's no sense to have her in Raw. I don't think she'd be good in SmackDown at all. I think SmackDown's women's division is taken off, and she'd be just a step back in that role. So therefore, I think she could be of a potential entertainment role come to NXT. I agree with Carmella Raw. I think she would be pretty good move there. Next up, I'm thinking AJ Styles moved over to SmackDown. Omos stays in Raw. I think they need to separate the two to let Omos kind of develop his role a little bit deeper. I think we could potentially see a match where we see like a battle of the two heavyweights between him and Bobby Lashley. I think it would be a good match to watch just to see some brutality there. What were you going to ask?
I was going to say, I believe Carmella is the last superstar to be with her original brand from the original brand split back in 2016. So she's the last one that's been on SmackDown the entire time. So it's like, it seems like it's about time that you move them. And yeah, Corey Graves also works Monday nights, and people, they're a couple. So it's like, get them together. That way
they are?
I know. Shut.
I believe you're right, actually. I think Almost Superhero, Nikki, moves over to SmackDown.
So there, to me, I got to interrupt on that one. Sorry.
Yeah,
I was going to bring them up because they're the women's tag team champions. So I don't even know if they're like how they're going to do it because they go to both brands anyway. So it's like maybe someone can draft them, and then they say, okay, well, if they lose the titles, then so and so gets them on their brand. So I don't quite know how they're going to do that because that's the only inter-brand title that they have on the roster right now. So they're a tough two to figure out.
I mean, I would think that at this point it's best to separate them. They're both very talented. And I think they can both kind of flourish in their own separate ways. However, if they don't, I mean, then the next one to be moved down as well is probably just Zelina Vega to SmackDown.
She's on SmackDown. Who were we talking about?
Zelina Vega.
Yeah, she's on SmackDown.
Is she?
Yeah. She got her first win in like a decade, like last Friday. Dude,
That's how little.
TV.
That's how little I pay attention to her.
They get like 2 minutes of screen time a week, and it's pretty bad. So that's fair.
Okay. So whoops on that one. So actually, another product that I do think might move around, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. We could see a potential switch of announcers. We see Pat McAfee go over to Raw.
Fucking hope not.
I hope not, but I could definitely see that because they need ratings, and he's like the most beloved commentator in the company.
He's extremely. Like I said, I'm not all for it, but I think he would be a huge help for Raw to finally get some ratings, considering that he is that well liked. And I think we could potentially see more from NXT as well. I really like the move of potentially having LA Knight or Cameron Grimes go over to SmackDown or Raw. I think Cameron Grimes is more than likely to land at SmackDown at this point. I think it would be a good starting way for him to develop his product in the main roster. I'm just not sure what we should do with LA Knight at this point. I think you could potentially stay in NXT for a little bit longer until he gets the call up little later on, like midpoint through the season. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I don't really have that many more moves. I think some of the moves are going to be minor, but nothing too earth shattering.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
What about Io Shirai?
I was just about to talk about her. I think she's going to be the biggest export from NXT, and she's going to go to Raw. They're going to, wherever Asuka lands, I think they're going to have them team up in the beginning just to get her established with the audience.
I wouldn't hate that.
Kind of like what they did with Kairi Sane, even though Kairi never ended up going off on her own because they found a good thing in them as a tag team. So I think you're going to see her on Raw because, again, they just need the depth. And
could Asuka go to SmackDown?
I was going to do my SmackDown picks. She could. She's done everything on Raw. She was the champion for a year, almost. So
put that under Jones's interruptions.
The only thing I think you're not going to get anything wild from SmackDown as far as their roster is really not as big as you'd expect. Like, no, it's not. I even pulled up the roster page to make sure I wasn't forgetting anybody, and I'm not. I mean, outside of I think you're going to see Kevin Owens go to Raw. Probably Happy Corbin because they could definitely use the change of scenery, but they'll switch shows to continue their feud. Cesaro, Carmella, and then maybe the big takeaway besides Owens might be Street Profits, depending on what tag teams they're moving around from NXT. Obviously that's tough because Belair and Ford are together and everything, so we will see there. But I really don't see. I think the biggest move might be what Jones said is McIntyre moving over. You can't put McIntyre and Lashley on the same TV show again. I would hope because of all the stuff they did the last, spring and summer. So I would hope that if you're going to get Hurt Business on Fridays, Drew's going to stay on Mondays to feud with, Big E and everybody. The big question I have though is, do you think Big E and Roman are going to switch?
Yes.
You think so? Okay.
Yes.
No, I think Big E is going to be the face of Monday Night.
Okay. I think Roman stays on SmackDown because he's the top guy. Fox gives them the most money for their TV deal. I think Roman's going to have, I think he stays on Fridays, and I hope he does just because he's done so well there. But it's there's so much to look forward to. And like I said, it's a shakeup, which is nice. You'll get to see some new matchups. Eventually, they'll start running them into the ground like they always do. But I kind of want to see SmackDown's women. I want to see Natalya and Tamina maybe go to Raw. So Shotzi and Tegan Nox and fucking Toni Storm can actually get some exposure for their women's division because they're literally 3 fantastic single stars that are just sitting there waiting for an opportunity. So clear out the clutter. Obviously, you have your big names at the top, but we will see. I hope we get some more. These new faces they called up, it's they haven't even gotten to do much, and now they're going to call up more new faces. This is the problem they run into. Every time they do a draft or when they kind of panic with the ratings, they say, here's going to be some new faces, and they bring all these people up, show them for 2 weeks, and then they just put them on back burner, and they do it again. So I just hope that we don't get another string of releases.
To clear out the clear from SmackDown, the women's division, could you also see someone like Bayley going over to Monday nights?
I think you'll split up the 4 horsewomen. I don't know if Bayley will be draft eligible just because of the injury, based on how they've done it in the past. I think she has a very high opportunity to show up on Raw because I think the last 4 horsewoman feud that they haven't done is Charlotte and Bayley. So,
yeah, I can't remember if they've ever done Charlotte versus Bayley.
Maybe they might have. No, it was Becky and Bayley that haven't feuded. I think so. Maybe Bayley does stick around. Maybe Sasha flips brands. I don't know. It's interesting.
I don't want Charlotte and Sasha for the 800th time.
Big names, man. They need big names. But that's good for that. I think we've done enough on that. It's like, with no idea what's going to happen. I feel like there's a few certain things. And the biggest thing to come out of it's probably going to be if the champions are going to change the brand, because that'll change the entire landscape of the company.
Yeah. I think that does it for WWE talk. Do you guys want to talk Grand Slam from last week real quick?
Yeah,
sure.
Jump into it. And I've rewatched Danielson and, Omega several times over.
That was a great match. That really was a great match.
I just love how I don't think any of us called the time limit draw, because like AEW has those every so often that I didn't even think of it as an option, and it makes literally the most perfect sense for the 2 stars. So like I was so happy with that finish. They literally it wasn't even them gassed on the ground, like they were still teeing off on each other as time expired. So it just made each of them look incredible, and it was, again, everyone's raving about that entire Arthur Ashe Stadium run. So that was definitely the first match, and it was your most memorable.
So just to go over how everybody did, the poo bag, aka me, I went 4-7 on my picks. Diego went 7-4. Hanuman 8-3.
Ooh, 7-4. Hanuman, damn. All right.
Hanuman was 5-1 on Rampage. The only one we all got wrong was Anna Jay.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, other than that, what were some other highlights besides Punk and Danielson? I mean, sorry, Danielson and Omega.
Speaking of Punk, it was a highlight seeing him in his first TV singles match with Will Hobbs. They had a nice little couple, it was probably like a 12-minute match, something like that. And he's feuding with Team Taz, and it was fine. I thought that the best part of Rampage was definitely the 6-man tag with Adam Cole and the Bucks.
That's another good one, yeah.
Super quick.
Yep. I just think it's tough for me to look at past anything besides Punk and Danielson. See, I did it too. Omega and Danielson, because that was just that dream match, and they just gave it to us right away. It delivered, and I was hyped. I swear I've rewatched that match like 7 times on YouTube since it happened. So me and my fanboy moments there. So you guys carry on, because I could just talk about that one for an hour.
Jones, what about you?
Diego, I was about to say, Diego, do you have any thoughts on it?
I don't have any thoughts right now, but I'm just trying to remember most of it, because it was also a pretty hectic weekend for me, and I can hardly remember my middle name at this point.
You had a couple things where you had Sting and Darby versus FTR, which was a great match. That Sting, again, he just keeps getting all this praise from everybody, because he just comes in. He's doing they do so well with him as the part-timer, where he comes in, just hits his signature spots, gets a huge pop, and then that's all you got to do. Occasionally he'll sell, but he's not doing anything he shouldn't. Like, he's not going in there for too long like a Goldberg would, or even that in the later years like Undertaker, when he just be in there for too long of a match. Like, you got to pick your spots. You got to do what you can still do. Don't be trying to fucking tombstone people when you can barely pick up somebody anymore, or jackhammer them when you can't even fucking shoulder press 100 pounds anymore. Mm-hmm. And the main event with Baker and Soho was also a pretty good match. I think it kind of got screwed by time constraints on the first night on Dynamite. Soho looked good. Obviously, there was some shenanigans to help Britt Baker retain, so you can revisit that one, but she came out looking great. They also got to main event the show. So again, they put a little bit more of a highlight on their women's division. So that was good. I think I was a little disappointed with MJF and Brian Pillman. It didn't go too long, and it also we didn't really get much of I was hoping for a turn for Wardlow. I know we discussed that. It was just more so MJF got the win and just got I think that was it. He didn't really get his comeuppance or anything like that yet from Pillman, and just trashing his family and his, unfortunately deceased father. So it's like, the fuck are we doing here? We'll see what happens there. The beatdown. All right, so yeah, I got to ask you guys, what do you think about the MMA star crossover with Dan Lambert and the Men of the Year? Because they all beat down Jericho and Hager. I mean, I'm like, it's cool because it's like cross promoting, I guess. But are they all just gonna like? What's the point? I'm trying to figure out.
I want to know how Chris Jericho's head feels because he definitely took a full on knee.
Did you see? Yeah, that was a good knee, dude.
From from fucking Jesus Christ.
I don't follow MMA.
So I don't know
what it was.
I think it was from Sky.
No, it's fucking what the fuck's his name? Jorge Masvidal. Oh my god. I can't believe that just drew a fucking blank my head. That looked like he legitimately knocked Chris Jericho out cold.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, nothing really. You could tell that they were trying so hard not to actually punch them.
Yeah, right.
But meh on that. I liked the 8-man tag between the Lucha Brothers and Santana Ortiz versus the Hardy Family Office.
Yep.
Was big on Malachi and Cody. Looks like we're gonna get a heel Cody, which ratings.
Give me heel Cody.
I mean, not for nothing. AEW, they were 1.23 mil this week on Wednesday. Rampage for 640. So
it seemed lower than I was expecting. I thought they were going to at least do a 1.4. But again, that's still a great haul for viewership.
Well, think of it like this, and they were the number one TV show on cable that week. I think it was like 22% in front of the next one. So I don't know, just give and take. I mean, they did well with what they had, and they put on 2 good nights of action, which is great. I'm just curious to see what is next for them. That is what I'm doing. Well, especially Wednesday. Is Bray Wyatt coming? Like, we get the Cult of Rotunda in Rochester, New York. Like, people are saying, like, is that happening? Are we going to get that?
They're going
on Wednesday night? Because if that's the case, that's more and more fucking people you have to feed. There's just so much to do.
They have a lot to juggle. And like I know Rampage, there was a special 2-hour show for Rampage. I hope they don't make that a regular thing. Not yet. They're not there yet. They have a lot of content coming out every week, like including their YouTube shows too. And I was entertained by Moxley and Kingston versus Suzuki and Archer as well.
Suzuki again.
It was it was a good match. I'm still kind of disappointed that Moxley and Kingston won again, because I thought Suzuki came all the way over here to put on that second match after they kind of got screwed the first time. Maybe they're just that's the one-off and they were just trying to blow it off. But once again, Lance Archer comes into a huge spot, doesn't get the win. So he's a tough guy to build, because they treat him like a monster, but then when it comes to like a big high-profile moment, he always ends up losing. So
also we saw the debut of fucking Homicide out of nowhere.
Yeah, that didn't do anything for me. Loved him in his TNA days, loved him in Hernandez, but I don't care.
LAX. Yeah. That's it.
I went 8-3 for those 2 shows.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
You got
pretty good.
Technically Danielson wrong.
Yep.
Pillman Jr. and Anna J.
Okay. Everything else, there we go. Anything else? I mean, they got a lot to look forward to. I mean, they're gonna do the Brody tribute show because it's in his hometown, Rochester, tomorrow night. So definitely tune into that, because there is the potential debut of Bray Wyatt or Wyndham Rotunda, whatever he's gonna go by. It'd be cool to see even Hangman come back, as if they're honoring Brody, he's the new big guy in the Dark Horse, so there's another guy. And it's gonna be a lot to bring a lot more people into the fold again. And you got to see what's gonna happen next. You got Adam Cole versus Jungle Boy on Wednesday, I believe. Just a lot. Like I said, it's a ton of content. It's kind of tough to keep up, but when you get the chance to sit down and watch it, it's entertaining as hell. So I'm thoroughly satisfied as a fan.
Also, we're getting TNT title Miro versus Sammy Guevara.
Yep. I don't think Guevara's going to pull it off, but it'll be a good match for him. He might.
Hahnemann.
Yeah.
It might happen.
Jones, look at this text.
I got the same one. But yeah, no, I mean, that'll do it for episode 27. I mean, it's just very jam-packed. You know, there's so much to talk about right now.
Whenever there's a pay-per-view that same weekend, it's a ton of stuff, man. It's almost like an overload, but as someone who's been a wrestling fan since 2002, hasn't worn me out yet, so keep at it. You know,
it did that one time in college, but we don't talk about that.
It did that 8-month hiatus because Hunter got a girlfriend.
No, I think for me, I'm literally just excited for Bray Wyatt to show up to Rochester. I really am.
Crossed, man. I really hope so.
I think it's happening.
And then that's it. Like that's it for the debuts. We got to stop. Like that's the last one.
That's no the last
more.
One.
Fucking stop it. That's it. No more. Cut it out.
Babe, who watch wrestling tonight? No, you fucking loser. Okay.
Nah, babe, we're watching The Bachelor. Oh, okay, babe. Sounds good. Yeah.
All right. So that being said, from all of us here, make sure to check out Couch Guy Sports again. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Suplex Biddies. Gonna be a little bit more active. We've been slacking a little bit, won't lie. But we have our intern that will be very much so in the works and will be ready to go for the foreseeable future. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to do all that fun stuff. And we will see you guys next week at some point once Hunman comes back off the aeroplane.
Yeah,
yes,
we gotta figure that one out.
I mean, last but not least, definitely keep an eye out on our motherhood account, Couch Guy Sports. Seems like some big announcements coming through very, very, very soon.
End of the week, right? Rumblings.
Seems like it. Yeah.
I feel some
Father's Day.
We're all becoming dads.
All right. So with that being said, we'll see you guys next week.
All right.